In the headlines, women protest as suspected headsmen kill 3 in fresh Yelewata attack. Our church attack suspects arraigned plead not guilty. Ibom Air female passenger arraigned remanded for assaulting officials. And on the foreign scene, Mexico airport suspends operations due to floods. Good evening and welcome to News Update on Trust TV. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. Tension has once again gripped Yelewata community in Benue State after gunmen launched another attack in the early hours of Monday, killing 3 people. Eyewitnesses say the latest assault, coming barely 2 months after the infamous Yelewata attack that claimed hundreds of lives and displaced thousands, has left residents terrified and desperate. The renewed violence sparked a protest by local women and other residents who blocked major roads leading to a vehicular standstill. The angry demonstrators placed the bodies of the victims on the road, insisting that no one would pass until soldiers stationed in the area are withdrawn to their barracks, accusing them of failing to protect the community. Military helicopters, soldiers and police have since been deployed, but the protesters say they will not back down unless the governor personally addresses them and urgent measures taken to end the killings. The people of Yelewata are now calling on the government and security agencies to act decisively to break what they describe as a cycle of bloodshed and insecurity. In another development, retirees under the aegis of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, representing various agencies, including NITEL, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, and the Nigerian Railway Corporation, on Monday, took to the streets protesting their unpaid entitlements. It was gathered that the entitlements are up to 35 months pension arrears and non-payment of the 35,000 naira palliative. The aggrieved retirees also called on the federal government to give a specific time for the payment of their entitlements, even as they decry the untold hardship they suffer daily. Meanwhile, the federal government has disbursed 5.12 billion naira in pension arrears to 90,689 retirees under the Defined Benefit Scheme, DBS. The Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, PTAD, announced this on Monday, stating that it had finalized the disbursement of the funds to the pensioners across the 4 pension departments. In a statement dated August 11, 2025, and signed by the head of the Corporate Communications Unit, Olubenga Ajayi, PTAD said that the move was in line with the government's commitment to clear outstanding pension liabilities. According to the breakdown in the statement, 8,626 pensioners in the Customs, Immigration and Prisons Pension Departments, CIPPD, received over 276 million, while 9,681 pensioners under the Police Pension Department received over 619 million. PTDA also stated that while 12,773 retirees in the Civil Service Pension Departments received over 400 million naira, 59,609 retirees in the Parastatals Pension Departments received over 3 million naira. The agency stated that the payments reaffirmed the administration's ongoing commitment to ensuring that pensioners receive their due entitlements in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. 5 persons suspected to be masterminds of the 2022 bombing of St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State, have pleaded not guilty to 9 counts of terrorism filed against them by the federal government. The suspects, Idris Omeza, Al-Qasim Idris, Jamiu Abdul Malik, Abdul Halim Idris, and Momo Abubakar, who were arraigned before Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court on Monday, are accused of being members of Al-Shabaab terrorist group with a cell in Kogi State. Justice Nwite has fixed August 19, 2025 for the commencement of trial. The judge equally ordered the suspects to be remanded in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. The arraignment of the suspect comes 3 years after the then Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, said those behind the attack were arrested. The National Security Council had linked the attack to the Islamic State West Africa province, ISWAP. Over 40 worshippers were killed and scores injured when marauders invaded the church during a Sunday service and opened fire on Catholics during Mass.
Until after the outcome of the judgment, and by His grace, we believe they will be discharged and acquitted. And then we know what to do.
Why do you feel for so long before being arraigned? Yes, your full name.
Abdullah Awwal Muhammad Esquire.
Now, in another news, a passenger who assaulted airline officials on an Ibom Air flight inbound Lagos from Uyo, Comfort Imanson, has reportedly been charged to court. A special advisor to the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, on Media and Communications, Tunde Moshood, who revealed this, said Imanson has been remanded in the Kirikiri Correctional Facility. Moshood disclosed this in a post on his X handle on Monday, shortly after the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, said enforcement action will soon become more frequent in Nigerian airports as unruly conduct by passengers becomes rampant. A development is coming on the heels of a similar incident involving popular Fuji musician King Wasiu Ayinde Marshall, aka Kwam1 or K1, and an airline value jet. The musician attempted to stop the aircraft from taking off after he was deboarded. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has issued a stern warning to air travelers after a passenger on an Ibom Air flight from Uyo and Lagos assaulted an air hostess and disrupted operations at Murtala Muhammad International Airport on Sunday. A viral video circulating on social media showed the woman, dressed in a white top and black trousers, angrily confronting airport officials and slapping an air hostess before police intervened. This incident follows the NCAA's recent 6-month flying ban on Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshall, also known as Kwam1, and was suspended for misconduct at Abuja's Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. NCAA's Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Michael Achimugu, in a post on Sunday on X, formerly Twitter, said the incident stemmed from the passenger's refusal to follow crew instructions. Achimugu emphasized the importance of following crew directives, urging passengers to cooperate fully for their own safety and that of everyone on board. In the meantime, the Airline Operators of Nigeria has imposed a no-fly life ban on the female passenger Comfort Imanson, who allegedly assaulted airline officials on an Ibom Air flight inbound Lagos from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital. Two tankers have collided and exploded in the Magaji area along the Zaria-Kaduna Expressway, injuring 4 people who are currently receiving treatment at ABU Teaching Hospital, Zaria. Confirming the incident, the Zaria Unit Commander, Nasser Abdullahi Falguri, said one of the tankers was laden with LNG gas, while the other was empty. He said the accident occurred around 8:30 a.m. on Monday. The area commander, Federal Fire Service Zaria Aminu Ahmadu Kiyawa, said after receiving a distress call from somebody, his men rushed to the scene of the incident. According to him, 3 people were injured as a result of the explosion from the gas-laden tanker, while 1 person who was evacuated from the other tanker. Kiyawa, however, debunked the involvement of a Gulf or any other car in the incident. Members of the National Executive Committee, NEC, of the African Democratic Congress who are yet to resign their positions have affirmed the Deputy National Chairman, Nafiu Bala, as the acting National Chairman of the party pending a national convention. They made this known during a press briefing by one of their members, Adu Dauda. Dauda cited Article 14.3 in respect of the constitutional succession process of the ADC, which demands that in the event of the national chairman's resignation, a deputy national chairman shall immediately assume office as acting national chairman pending a national constitution. Dauda denounced recent efforts to install parallel leadership and threatened that failure to comply risks legal challenges and undermines coalition credibility.
We also want to reject the unconstitutional takeover or some attempts to take over the party through unconstitutional means. We therefore denounce recent efforts to install parallel leadership. Thus, the purported resignation letter of Honorable Nafiu Bala, dated May 18, 2025, is confirmed to be fraudulent, illegal, lacking official ADC's letterheaded paper, and contradicted by Nwosu's July 2nd statement. We welcome leaders like His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and Rav Eric Besola, and others, but we emphasize that formal resignation from previous parties must be a condition precedent and must be documented and authenticated.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up ahead. Micro businesses find relief in solar energy amidst electricity challenges. This and many more when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back from the break. In case you just joined in, this is News Update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Women protest as suspected herdsmen kill 3 in fresh Yelewata attack. Owo church attack suspects arraigned plead not guilty. Now moving on to more stories, no fewer than 12 cases of Mpox have been discovered by the Ondo State Primary Healthcare Development Agency OSPHDA in 8 local government areas of the state. The Director of Disease Control of OSPHDA, Victor Adefesoye, disclosed this on Monday in Akure at the stakeholders meeting on Mpox vaccination. Adefesoye explained that the disease, which was formerly known to be transmitted by monkeys, had been discovered to be transmitted by various animals. He described the disease as contagious, hence the need to contain its spread through vaccination in the state. According to him, the vaccination is safe and will commence on August 11th and on August 21st for a targeted set of people who are 18 years old and above. The director added that the target group would be given 2 doses of injectable vaccine at different intervals. In other news, Nigeria's unreliable electricity supply and rising fuel costs are pushing micro businesses such as laundry shops, welders, tailors, and salons to adopt solar power as a cheaper, more consistent alternative to generators. The situation is made worse by the increase in electricity tariffs that have made the cost of electricity to soar astronomically, even with limited supply for unmetered customers. In this report, Trust TV's Noel Sampson examines the growing acceptance of solar energy among small enterprises. His report.
Nigeria's installed solar capacity grew by 63.5 megawatt peak in 2024, bringing the total to 385.7 megawatt peak, according to the African Solar Industry Association. The removal of fuel subsidies has been a major driver of this growth, prompting many Nigerians to turn to solar energy as a cost-effective alternative to diesel and non-reliable grid power. With more than 90 million of Nigerians estimated 230 million people living without electricity, the highest number in any country, one might expect most micro-business owners to have embraced solar energy. However, speaking to some of them reveals a different reality.
Solar energy has actually helped me drop down the cost of power, because with all these ban A and ban B things, especially with a business that you need power to run your refrigerator and day-to-day runnings and everything, so it has really reduced the cost of electricity for me. Yeah, I don't have to bother because I have fridges and freezers I have to keep running over the night. They don't need to go off, so I needed lights often, so it actually reduced the cost of electricity for me.
The reason why I don't use it in my shop, because it's very, 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 very expensive for me. Me,
I've even went to the market to check the price. The price is too high for me.
How much?
Very high. The one that I wanted to buy that time is for our house, 200 and something. 2something. It's very costly for me.
Adding her voice, solar energy expert Blessing Wokocha explains that there are affordable solar options suitable for small businesses.
Because most of them, by the time we go approach them and then want to talk to them on why they need solar system, they all want to buy into the idea. They all want the solar system because of its noiseless and how sleek the system looks, you understand? But then they don't have the capacity to finance it all at once. So sometimes we've helped a lot of them by, you pay part payment, then split the payment. But most of the times it's not favorable because at the end of the day, by the time we want to get our money, it's always very difficult. The solar generators is far more the cheapest right now for them to buy into. Like the solar generator is noiseless and is the cheapest solar system so far because it's an all-in-one system. Now this system, you don't need to put a separate inverter or separate battery. It's a combo all in one and it's cheaper for them. So if they go for the solar generators, it lasts longer and it helps them. At least it's even the money, it's not going to be as high as it's supposed to be.
However, concerns persist as reports of solar panels catching fire on rooftops and in shops have made some Nigerians hesitate about making the switch. Solar panel installers explain the causes of these incidents.
Using substandard materials, also using quack engineers, it's also going to affect the installation. So installing solar panel in shop, house, residence, farms is not a bad thing.
Most people they prefer a cheap quote. They prefer someone giving them something lesser, something they can afford, not minding something that is quality.
Unlike fossil fuels, which are expensive to extract and eventually run out, sunlight is free and inexhaustible. Recognizing this, the federal government has begun constructing a 10 billion solar mini-grid to power the Aso Rock presidential villa, signaling a shift towards renewable energy and growing distrust in Nigeria's fragile national grid. Noel Sampson, reporting for Trust TV News, Abuja.
And now in business, oil marketers have expressed worries over what they described as the slow pace of repair activities at the old Port Harcourt refinery, which was shut down on May 24, 2025 for a 30-day scheduled repair. An update at the facility was revealed in a statement signed by the zonal chairman of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria Petron System 2E Eastern Zone, Sonny Nkpe, on Monday, following a visit to the facility by the Petron zonal chairman. Nkpe alleged that the current Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL), Bashir Ojulari, had yet to visit the facility since assuming office 4 months ago. He told newsmen during a press briefing at the Port Harcourt International Airport while traveling to Abuja to notify other stakeholders and mobilize them on the next line of action as agreed at the Stakeholders Forum. The consultation, he said, will include all stakeholders negatively impacted by the dormant state of the refinery, including the Industrial Motor Branch IMB of Nupeng, Petroleum Tanker Drivers Ptd of Nupeng, the National President of Petron, the National President of Ipman, the National President of Nugasan, Sutakeb, and others. He called on President Bola Tinubu to direct immediate action to revive the Port Harcourt refinery, as such unnecessary delays seem orchestrated and appear to be coming from vested interests who intend to sabotage the vision of the president. Now, away from Nigeria, Mexico's city's Benito Juarez International Airport suspended operations for several hours Sunday after heavy rains flooded the capital and caused poor visibility, authorities said. Benito Juarez International Airport, one of the city's 2 international airports, is among Latin America's busiest, serving 45.4 million passengers in 2024. Sunday's rainfall flooded major roads in Mexico City, with water reaching up to 50 centimeters in some areas. The capital's government activated a purple alert, the highest level for the central area of the metropolis of more than 9 million inhabitants. Mexico experiences major storms every year, usually between May and November. And in sports, Shooting Stars assistant coach Akin Olowokere slumped and died on Monday morning. Olowokere is one of the coaches that were recently appointed by 3SC. The former Sunshine Stars player and coach went down while in action, attracting medical attention immediately. The incident happened at the Dipo Dina Stadium in Ijebu-Ode while the team was training for match day 2 of the Value Jet Cup 2025. He was then rushed to an undisclosed hospital. Olowokere was among the coaches appointed by the Oluyole Warriors after the MPFL club parted ways with the Benga Ogumbote-led coaching crew. And that's a wrap on news updates. Do not forget to follow us across all social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. Bye for now.